Look at this, guys. Honey Jefe here. It's 26th of July. Look at the clouds. It's about 10:52. It's 2025. It's Saturday. Temperature is going to be like 79 to 89 degrees, and it's a forecast of some rain. I didn't know that. If I did know that, I forgot it. But oh man, what I was trying to do was there was like 5 million dragonflies flying around. All right. Anyway, the cow pasture apiary. What is my goal today? Pull off 2 or 3 more supers from this apiary. Kind of check and see how things are going. Gotta kind of watch another video before I do this. Let me see how these guys are just doing on this quick drive-by. Huh. All right. So, of course, you don't know how they're doing until you open the box up, right? I always remember that. I have to remind myself that. So every time I say this box looks good, it just means that I'm assuming it looks good. Like it looks good. Doesn't mean that it is good. But I like to see activity. First one looks good. Second one, it's got the reducer on there. That's the second one is just a deep with a queen excluder on top of the deep with a medium on top of that. That's just, I was giving them more space, and I was just kind of getting rid of some of the supers I have at the house. Obviously, before winter sets in, I will take that reducer off. Or not the reducer, but the excluder. I may use those terms interchangeably. They're not interchangeable terms, but apparently I don't know how to speak. I didn't realize I didn't know how to speak until I started watching my videos. The third one, it's a 3 of clubs here. It's the double deep. I mean, it looks okay. The fourth one is just like the second one. It was a single deep that I didn't think at one time was ready for a second deep box. At the same time, the other 2, number 1 and 3, were ready. And so maybe a few weeks later, I added, after I harvested some honey, I put the supers back on top of the number 2 and 4 there, with the queen excluders to give them more space, and to maybe have a reserve there for the winter. We'll see. All right, this is number 5, and this frame right here, it'll be the first one. It's the one next to, it's got the 2 supers on top. I don't plan on pulling those today. This one had, I think, 5 supers, maybe 4 supers. And I pulled the ones that were ready and left the ones that were just mostly either just foundation or a combination of foundation and nectar, whatever. So I'm gonna leave those be until the fall. And I'm gonna try to break everything down to a double deep, or in those cases, just break those down like the way they are. Now these ones in the middle, in this frame, it would be 2, 3, and 4, the double deeps with the single super. I'm gonna check those. I may pull those. The one that might be ready is the one that's bearding on top. I'll pull that one. I'm kind of thinking here. They got their little bearding on the bottom there, and I've not been feeding those bees. Now that jar is there; it's been there. I just never. It's just one I forgot to take out. But when I added the super, I didn't feed them. So that's That's going to be safe to assume that if it's ready to be pulled, that it's not filled with sugar water or some syrup type. You know, it's actually good honey to sell. I mean, if that makes sense. I'm kind of looking at this first one here, or the second one. The activity looks okay. I would expect to see more. And the other one here behind that bush, looks like there's a lot of activity. All right, so this one here with the double deep, I've already pulled from that one. It looks like I need to straighten the top out a little bit. I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't need a gap in the back corner there, so I'll double check that. It's easy to do, especially those telescoping lids. For, you know, sometimes you think you got it on there and come back and you've left a big gap. This next 5 of spades right there. It's I see activity going in there. Looks okay. I mean, looks okay. I may pop the top on that one. We'll see. The next one with the super, the 6 of spades. I think I will leave that super there. I'm looking at the one next to that, the next double deep. I just saw a bee going in there with some pollen. Doesn't mean anything other than this bee went in there with pollen. These next two, these last 3 here, okay? The one on the far right, I will check that super and see if it's ready to pull. The one next to it, the second one from the right, I pulled a couple of supers from there last week, and as well as the one to the left of it. The one in the middle right there. Where's my finger? All right, right there. I did some switching around there. I'm probably going to leave those 2 hives alone and just let them keep that until the fall, and then I'll pull. And with this last one here, looks like it's ready. I need to pull some grass out of the way, give those guys a little bit of room. But so I'm kind of thinking when I pull these guys, there's a lot of bees out there. You know, doesn't necessarily mean they're crowded. It could be hot. But just wondering if I pull them and they go into a dearth, if they're going to want to swarm because they don't have the space. But if they're going into a dearth, there's going to be a lot of robbing going on out here. Not necessarily just the hives, but just in general, bees tend to start robbing. They'll be able to guard their hive better if they don't have as much room. Man, I really need to spray that. All right, hold on, let me back this out. Like I said, it's about, I'm not making this turn like I usually do here. I'm about to hit that fence. I think I'll start taking like 1 or 2 of those boxes home at a time. It's fun. I actually do use that box. Those boxes. Nothing obvious from the back, other than I just need to mow this. Looks okay. Looks okay. What I might end up doing is coming out with some large wooden posts and doing 4 corners next to the corners here on these T-posts, and then like pulling the T-post, securing it to the wooden post, just to kind of tighten the fence up. I don't know. I mean, I'm not a fence builder. I mean, I've built a few fences, but I feel like if I do that, add some, we'll see. I don't know if I want to add concrete down here either. It's I mean, it wouldn't be hard to get out, but I don't know. just thinking out loud, but something to kind of add some stability to this fence. Any recommendations, I'm welcome to hear it. But this is the cow pasture apiary. Look how beautiful it is. I'm gonna finish my brunch and get over there and just pull at the very most, I would be pulling 4. But it doesn't sound like a lot, but my honey supply is just, it's just gotten a lot more than what I was prepared for. So, and again, I've said this when people are like, why aren't you selling it at the market? Well, because the market's going on right now. This is where I need to be, like harvesting this honey. If I'm at the market, I'm not bottling or taking care of the bees or pulling honey supers. And so I have to be here. And you know, the markets are cool. You know, there's there's like a lot of beekeepers selling their honey at the markets here locally. And so I sell a lot of my stuff online. I got a lot of restaurants, and I say a few restaurants and stores that buy it and sell it. And I'm happy with that. So I'd prefer to be out here taking care of this. Now, if I have somebody that comes and works with me and wants to learn, my son has mentioned it, coming out here and helping, I'd love for him to do that. That might be a little different, though. We might hit a market or two, but I'm not sure I'm really ready for a market. When you get out there and you see people with these incredible setups, you know, beautiful displays, man, there's art, and it takes a very special person to be able, in my opinion, to be able to sell their stuff at a market. And I don't kind of feel like that's out of my league in a way. Just the whole presentation. I mean, if you watch my videos, I'm not nothing flashy about me. It's just kind of straightforward. And I'd rather be out here anyway, just mumbling and rambling on. But guys, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I just think that's beautiful. I may put the work through, I may do it on a time lapse, and just so you can see those clouds floating by, because it'll just be me pulling supers, nothing special. But this is my office, guys. If you get a chance, look me up at honeyjefe.com. That's honey with a J. And Jeff, that's 1 F between 2 E's. That's Jefe. It's Honey Jefe. It means honey boss. And once again, this is my office. Have a great day.